From Usain Bolt's insane chicken nugget addiction to LaFitPin K's unbelievably restrictive diet, which had him eating half a peanut for lunch. These are athletes' wildest diets that you won't believe. Let's kick off this crazy list with the fastest man on earth, Usain Bolt, known as a shredded, lean, mean running machine. You'd probably think that this guy was on a very strict diet during his Olympic years. Well, you couldn't be more wrong. During the Beijing Olympics, poor old Usain wasn't a massive fan of the Chinese cuisine. I mean, to say it gave him a bad stomach was an understatement. So, what did he do? What any rational person would. He went to McDonald's. That's right, a world-class sprinter used fast food to fuel him, and you won't believe how many nuggets he ate. Over the course of just 10 days, he consumed 1,000 nuggets. Like, what? How is this guy so shredded? Thing is, Usain isn't the only Olympic athlete who used a heaping helpful of Mickey D's to see them through their events. At the same Olympics, the entire Chinese basketball team indulged in a McDonald's breakfast every day. Granted, they did lose to the US team pretty badly, but still, if it means McDonald's every day, can losing really be all that bad? Now, we can't talk about insane diets without mentioning the GOAT of men's swimming, Michael Phelps. During his Olympic years, this guy ate about 4 times the average caloric intake of an average man, which means 12,000 calories every day. Breakfast would consist of 3 fried egg sandwiches, a 5-egg omelet, a bowl of grits, French toast with powdered sugar, 3 chocolate chip pancakes, and 2 big cups of coffee. For lunch, he'd have something a little bit lighter, a pound of pasta, 2 ham and cheese sandwiches, and a few energy drinks because he obviously needed more caffeine. For dinner, he'd consume another pound of pasta and a big pizza, along with more energy drinks. I can't even imagine how much time this guy spent on the toilet. So, we've seen athletes eating crazy amounts of nuggets and pasta. But did you know that this next athlete drank his own pee? We're of course talking about Lyoto Machida. Apparently, his father told him that drinking urine is like medicine. So, without doing any research, the Brazilian started chugging his own pee like it was coffee every morning. And how did he describe the taste? Sometimes it's sweet, sometimes it's salty. To be fair, Machida did win a UFC light heavyweight championship, so maybe he was onto something. But I don't see this wild diet catching on anytime soon. Oh, and what about this next athlete, who took eating McDonald's to a whole new level? Ryan Lochte managed to win not 1, but 4 Olympic medals by eating nothing but McDonald's. Breakfast would consist of eggs, sausage, biscuits, McMuffins, 3 hash browns, and a fruit salad. Lunch would be 2 boxes of nuggets, a double cheeseburger, and a Big Mac. And for dinner, even more cheeseburgers and fries. In total, this would amount to about 8,000 calories a day. Fair play, Ryan. Now, when you think of an athlete's diet, you probably think of rice, fish, chicken, and veg. Well, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson takes this stereotype to a whole new level. Throughout the year, The Rock will consume 821 pounds of fish. I mean, that's probably more than most people consume in their entire lives. With such a boring diet, The Rock takes his cheat days very seriously. He'll frequently indulge in French toast consisting of an entire loaf of bread and mountains of peanut butter. You can't blame the guy when he eats so clean for most of the year. Someone who eats a completely opposite yet equally insane diet is Michael Arnstein. You might not have heard of this guy, but he's a very accomplished marathon runner. And how does he choose to fuel his body? With an insane 6,000 calorie raw vegan diet. Such a restrictive diet means he can only eat unprocessed fruits and veg. Sounds pretty boring, but the diet has enabled him to complete over 50 marathons and reduce his personal best by 17 minutes. To fill up his pantry, Arnstein buys 500 pounds of fruit every 10 days. But you can't even imagine what his grocery bills must be like. Another athlete who's taken the vegan route is someone who you probably wouldn't expect. We're of course talking about legendary football player David Carter. Now, this guy weighs over 300 pounds, so you'd probably expect him to consume every steak and cheese in sight. But he actually consumes a very strict plant-based diet, consisting of greens, rice, and nuts. He eats every 2 hours in huge quantities to get enough calories in, and starts his day off with a crazy bean smoothie with over 100 grams of protein. Not all football players have taken up this diet, though. Dwight Freeney, for example, loves his meat and eats a highly restrictive diet. He's only allowed to drink grape juice, water, and tea, eats beef and pinto beans, and nothing else. Seriously, even if this guy goes out to eat, he instructs the chef to refrain from using garlic and other seasonings. Because he's so strict, Dwight allows himself 2 cheat days a week. And let me tell you, he seriously enjoys them. I guess you would when all you can look forward to throughout your day is beans and beef. Caron Butler took a very different approach to Dwight when it comes to diet. This forward would drink at least 6 12-ounce Mountain Dews a day. Now, I'm not a scientist, but I can tell you that is not good for your body. And it's a shock Butler was able to have such a successful career. I mean, dude literally looks toxic. Thankfully, the guy did curb his addiction recently. In a recent interview, he said he lost over 11 pounds just by cutting the drink out. Wow, just imagine what he could have done if he hadn't consumed the beverage during his career. Now let's touch on one of the undisputed GOATs of boxing, Floyd Money Mayweather. It's no secret Money has an insanely successful career, and his wild diet was probably a good reason why he had so much success. Before his final fight against McGregor, this guy ate spaghetti every day. Like seriously, without fail, he'd eat spaghetti for dinner. And right before the fight, he'd have pasta, barbecue chicken, rice, shrimp, peppers, and salad to give him the fuel that he needed. Like damn, that's a lot of calories to eat in one sitting. But it goes to show you that to be the best, you've got to eat like a maniac. Now, throughout this video, we've talked about some insanely lenient diets, checking out athletes who ate tens of thousands of calories a day. Well, Lafitte Pincay's diet during his career as a jockey was quite the opposite. To maintain his ideal 140-pound weight, he had to seriously restrict his food intake. In fact, it was revealed that his meals would consist of half a peanut. I mean, I get that horse riding is cool and all, but so is eating, you know, more than a bird. So, from Michael Arnstein's crazy raw vegan diet, which consists of literally hundreds of pounds of fruit and veg, to The Rock's ridiculous consumption of fish, those were athletes' wildest diets that you won't believe.